right, man, we back. Goodfellas Sports TV. We in the building. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, bell icon button. Won't miss another video. Appreciate the love, support. And let's talk about the WBC ordering a purse bid for Devin Haney and Javier Fortuna. And for Devin Haney, it was between, Luke Campbell or Javier Fortuna, what I was hearing from behind the scenes. And I knew Fortuna was probably going to get ordered. Let's talk about the fight. Well, Devin Haney had to go over to PBC, Showtime, or Fox, and other stuff. But I heard that they prepared to make Fortuna a good offer. So Fortuna probably gonna make some career money from the zone, like a lot of other fighters that's in his, category, which are, foreign guys, contender level guys, and they overpaying them. Lomachenko got $5 million plus to fight Golovkin. So Fortuna gonna get paid probably a couple million to go fight Devin Haney. And I believe it's a tough test for Devin Haney. It's a tougher test than Luke Campbell because Luke Campbell is stiff, and the style like Devin Haney is always going to beat Luke Campbell. Now, Luke Campbell would have posed some issues with his length, his boxing ability. He can crack a little bit, but Fortuna, if he trying to fight a Lomachenko, Fortuna is one of the best opponents to fight before fighting Lomachenko because Fortuna is awkward. He's unorthodox. I'm not saying that. I don't know if he's a southpaw, I can't remember, but he's unorthodox in his approach, and he throw for funky angles. You know what I'm saying? He a real gritty guy, and I think he one of the dudes that will give Lomachenko a problem. People don't talk about Fortuna like that, but I think his style, his rough and tough style, he one of them dudes that would pressure Lomachenko and make him work. Not saying that he would beat Lomachenko, but he could pressure him. He got the style to beat him. And I think he got the style to upset Devin Haney. That's a grown man in there. Grown man strength. Awkward guy. Been fought at 140 before. Hold his own. Gave Roberts Jr. everything he wanted in some. I think he was knocked out before, but that's a difficult fight for Devin Haney. That's a fight that he needs. That's his first real test, or will be his first real pro test on this level. And somebody he got to take serious. I didn't watch his last fight, but Fortuna gonna be on your ass. You know what I'm saying? So, Haney, it'll be interesting to see how Haney handle that. Haney might move a lot in that fight. And moving a lot in that fight, if he slow down, Fortuna gonna cause him all type of problem. Fortuna gonna make him fight a hard 12. It ain't gonna be, I don't see him knocking him out early. It ain't gonna be that he dictate the whole fight. He gonna get elbowed, he gonna get headbutt. He might even get cut in this fight. And you're gonna see if Devin Haney got heart, if Devin Haney got grit. Can he bite down? Can he go through adversity? Now, Teofimo Lopez went through adversity with Mayoshi Tanaki. Nobody expected him to go through adversity in that fight, but he went through adversity in that fight, and he persevered. But I think Devin Haney is dealing with a different caliber of fighter. Even though Fortuna moved up in weight, he not as tall and long as Tanaki was, but he veteran. I think he was a veteran fighter. Got a little bit of pop, awkward, hit you behind the head, he rough. And Fortuna style gives boxers all types of problems. Like Madonna, and remember Chavez back in the day gave Floyd Mayweather a lot of problems. Those swarmers and those fighters that jump in at awkward angles, what's my man's name? That Ladarius Memphis just fought. The Corrales, I forget the dude's name. He got knocked out. He got knocked out by Alberto Machado, but he was beating Machado's ass for that title. I can't remember his name. He got a Jurgel Corrales. Like, Fortuna put me in the mindset of Jurgel Corrales. They awkward. He a little bit more gritty and a little bit more aggressive than Jurgel Corrales, but the style that they fight in bother boxer punchers. So Devin Haney, they got to work on being patient. With Javier Fortuna. And remember, that's the guy that Tank Davis didn't want to fight on a short notice. So I think when Marias fell out, they upgraded a 126-pounder or whatever Ricardo Nunes was at. They didn't want to fight. Or whoever he fought, Hugo Ruiz was, ended up fighting. They didn't want to fight Javier Fortuna. Fortuna was on the same card, and Tank Davis ducked him. So keep that in mind. This is an opponent that Tank Davis did not want to fight. But Fortuna gonna test Devin Haney. But if Devin Haney get past Fortuna, with flying colors, then he might be on his way to being the truth a little bit earlier than not expecting him to. But in that fight, he gonna keep that jab working. You know what I'm saying? And if I'm him, I'm probably working on, I think it's a good fight for him to work on being more aggressive. Now, he can move around the ring and box and make Fortuna catch up to him, and then Fortuna throw his wild shots, and maybe he able to, you know, catch and shoot or slip and counter Fortuna and knock him out or hurt him. But I think it's be interesting how, you know, Bill Haney and Mike McCullum draw up the game plan with Fortuna. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, I like to see Devin Haney on the front foot, you know, pushing Fortuna back, you know, sitting down on his shots and letting Fortuna know he the boss in there, pushing him to the ropes and working his body. But Devin ain't aggressive at this point in his career like that, at least early on. He's showing aggressiveness to sit and land. But I think that San Diego guy he just fought, they said he was fighting like Mayorga. That might have been a great segue into a Javier Fortuna fight. A guy that's wild, a guy that's gritty, and he gonna come with a lot of overhands. And a lot of times when you come with those overhand shots, they hidden. You see guys bring overhand rights and guys can't escape them, like when Madonna was hitting Broner with all them overhand rights and he couldn't see him. A lot of boxers don't know how to escape that punch. I was listening to the brother Eric Bradley. He run Master Boxing. I think he down there with North Carolina, and he was explaining in one of his videos how, you know, guys, you know, get stuck in sand and somebody bring that shot and they can't defend it. And I think Easter was getting hit with that shot, and Granados, when he fought Fortuna, was getting hit with those overhands. And they're a real awkward shot to get away from. But if you don't give him that distance, he can't land that shot. You know what I'm saying? If you pressing him and he on the back foot, Fortuna got to be really stationary to land that shot. And if Devin move and walk him to some shots, cool. But the thing about it is, if you move and Javier Fortuna is able to catch up to you, he gonna land the headbutts and overhand rights. So if I'm them, maybe you move early on and see what he bringing to the table. But the thing about moving early on, if Fortuna catch up to you later in the fight, you got to sit and fight with that motherfucker regardless, or you're gonna get tired. So Devin can't be doing that excessive movement, and that's my problem. If he fights somebody that know how to keep that pressure on him, you know what I'm saying, and just make him work, or he doing all the working legs and down the stretch, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th round, it's going to be a tough fight. That's why I like to see him come out aggressive, set the tone versus Fortuna, use his jab, and push Fortuna to the ropes and let Fortuna know he the boss. And if you give Fortuna on the ropes, you know, with an aggressive jab, rip the body shots. You know what I'm saying? Rip the body shots, then rip that uppercut. I think he can end up fucking around stopping Fortuna. He the bigger, stronger, faster guy. But Fortuna, the veteran, savvy guy. But I really think he should be aggressive in this fight with his jab, sit down on his shots, and push Fortuna back. When Fortuna get to be on the back foot and moving around the ring a lot, I know Devin can cut the ring off on him. You know what I'm saying? And just dictating that. But if Devin want to make Fortuna come at him, it'll be an interesting fight. I think this is the toughest test he gonna have. You know what I'm saying? You need these type of fights, and then he should fight Luke Campbell. You need those type of fights before you go fight for a real world title at 40. Now, people say that's the real world title he got. Man, I don't know what the franchise is, man, but the guy that he fought, Abdallah, whatever his name was, that wasn't no championship caliber fight. You know, he need a real world title fight. You know what I'm saying? He need a real world title fight versus a live body. And I think Fortuna is gonna give him some respect. Then Luke Campbell, and then if he chooses to move up to 40 or fight Lomachenko. But this fight is imperative to have before you fight Lomachenko, because Fortuna is just so unorthodox, and you know he'll test you. He don't keep the same pressure that Lomachenko keep on you. You know what I'm saying? Lomachenko is a pressure fighter. People trying to dub him as a defensive fighter. He's a pressure fighter. He don't keep the same pressure that Lomachenko give you. You know, but he pressure you in different ways. He one of them dudes that you know, come forward or move around the ring and jump in with awkward shots. But if you can catch him, and how you catch him is, you know, you got to be able to, you know, punch with him. A lot of guys, Easter wasn't punching with Fortuna. He was waiting on Fortuna to catch and shoot, but Fortuna he come with a one or two awkward overhand rights and left, and then he'll hold you, or then he'll smother you on the inside. And if you don't hold him on the inside, if he able to fight, he'll beat you up on the inside, hold you, referee break, that's his game. You know what I'm saying? And he just start clocking you. But if you punch with him, You know what I'm saying? And you disrupt your short shot, your short shots, your short right hand, your short jab, your short uppercut, get there before him, you knock him out. Or you'll at least make him think twice about fighting that style. He got to switch his game plan up. But hey, let me know what you guys think about Haney and Fortuna. I think that's a good fight for Devin Haney. I think it's his first real true test. And I wouldn't count Fortuna out, but PBC doesn't intend to battle for that purse bid, what I heard. Fortuna go make good money, and he'll be going over to the DAZN. Don't forget, we on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You can reach out to the email. If you got business, question, inquiry, sponsorship, video requests, keep sharing the videos. Want to make a donation, that link's in the description. Best way to donate is share the video. And other than that, man, just keep looking out for me, man. All my links in the description for my donation, PayPal, Cash Link, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, email, however you want to hit me up. I'll try to respond in my earliest convenience. And other than that, y'all know what it is. One time for the one time, Goodfellas Sports TV. Y'all know what the business is. We out.